Hello everyone, glad to be back. Today is the 9th of April, now it's 10:30 in the morning Moscow time. I'm Levan Gudadze and this is my channel in which I share latest updates on the news that are making headlines in Russian media outlets and Russian language pages on different internet platforms. This video gonna be first update for today, devoted exclusively to Ukraine and topics that are directly or indirectly connected with Ukraine. And second update later on in the afternoon will be about news in general, news that are making headlines in Russian media outlets for that exact moment. So let's talk about news now, and I will start with statements that former Russian president and the current deputy chairman of Security Council, Dmitry Medvedev, made yesterday. He wrote some article on his page in the social network ВКонтакте. That's a Russian alternative to the Facebook, for example, and he made some quite serious statements in that article, and according to him, he is not sure that Ukraine as a state will not disappear after this conflict will end. And in his article, he did mention some 6 points, which almost guarantees that there is not some exceptional need in this world, in Europe, in US, in Russia, or anywhere else, to keep Ukraine as a quasi-state. And because of that, most likely that Ukraine as a state will disappear. He called Ukraine some confused state that was created after collapse of Soviet Union. So basically, we may have in our hands first statements high-ranking Russian officials, which may be taken as an indirect confirmation that Russia may not be against if Western states that are neighboring, or European states that are neighboring Ukraine, will retake or reclaim territories that used to belong to them before Second World War. And of course I'm talking about Hungary. I'm talking about Poland, Slovakia, and Romania. All those states lost territory for Ukraine after the Second World War. That's Stalin, Soviet leader. That's how Stalin did made decisions. And because Medvedev is coming up now with statements about inevitability of disappearing of Ukraine as a state, quite possible that we truly may see that Ukraine will be divided between the neighboring countries. Russia will establish full control, I'm quite sure about it, over the entire southern and eastern parts of Ukraine, from Kharkov region to Odessa region, and the western parts will be reclaimed by, as I said, Hungary, Poland, Slovakia probably, and Romania. So that's why I did decide to share with you this information, because that's a quite a possibility, and we may see first steps in this direction even before end of this year, in coming months. So let's see. Next news that I like to share with you is about Zaporizhia region. We have reports that Russian forces did strike some ammunition depots in Zaporizhia region, and warehouses where some military equipment was hidden. I did share on my Telegram channel one of the explosions. You can see here some huge explosion. So I guess whatever was stored in that area military vehicles, ammunition, or whatever. It's entirely destroyed. So because Ukrainian forces are now concentrated in this area in direction of Zaporizhia, the Krivoy Rog, Zaporizhia, and also in direction of Kherson, probably Russian side did find it easier to target large concentrations of Ukrainian armed forces and that are still loyal to Zelensky's regime, and the storage facilities that are built now in this area, not to build, but they basically are using all the warehouses that was here before conflict, and they are transforming warehouses into ammunition storage facilities or military or depots where military equipment is hidden, possibly tanks and armored personnel carriers. And maybe during the day we will learn that after Russian strikes during previous night, maybe some Western-made battle tanks also was destroyed during those attacks. But for now, we don't have any confirmation of that. So let's see how we'll develop situation. Let's continue now, and we have statement from Kadyrov, head of Chechen Republic, and he said that Battalion Vostok Akhmat, that's special forces of Russian Federation, did stop attempt of armed forces of Ukraine to conduct some recon operation, local scale counteroffensive in Zaporizhia region, during the which, as Kadyrov is saying, Zelensky's regime did lost quite a few equipment and manpower, including tanks and armored personnel carriers. I do share this information because quite often I do see in the comment sections questions about Kadyrov and Russian forces from Chechen Republic, why they are not active, and I'm always answering that they are active. They are doing the job. Maybe in media field they are a little bit less active, but it don't mean that they left front line. No, they are on the front line and they are fighting to neutralize all the forces that are still loyal to Zelensky's regime. And this is RIA Novosti's report, also quite interesting. This topic is still relevant somehow. I'm talking about some top secret documents that was linked to internet from USA, top secret US documents, and we are talking about more than 100 documents. You know my take on this story. I think this is some kind of deception operation. I don't believe that this time, I mean, because timing is too right, because everyone is talking about announced counteroffensive of Ukrainian forces in Zaporizhia region in direction of Azov Sea, and very same time that this topic is active, some leakage is happening in US, and tens of documents are have been spread among some different media outlets, top secret documents. No, it's just too good to be true. That's what I think about it. So I believe this is some kind of deception operation, but we have here now a report from RIA Novosti, which is based on article of Washington Post, according to which US high-ranking officials now in panic mode, especially in Pentagon, because they don't understand how these so many documents, top secret documents, end up in internet. But yet again, I think, of course, whenever this kind of deception operations are conducted, of course, not all high-ranking officials are involved in this. So for many of them, this operation may come as a surprise, and maybe they truly believe that there was some truly secret documents that end up in media, and that's why they are panicking probably. But in my opinion, this is pure deception operation. Those documents cannot be trusted, and I'm quite sure Russian side is taking in account such a possibility, for sure. Because yet again, this story is too good to be true. Timing is too right, and I mean everything about this story is saying that this is some kind of deception, man. You cannot trust these documents and these stories. But yet again, that's my take on it. Everyone else may have some different approach, and that's absolutely okay. And let's continue. This is gonna be last news for this short update. TASS news agency is reporting that Estonian elites, Estonian government, probably they don't really know what else to do to somehow get some to somehow end up in lights again as extremely Russophobic elements, and they come up with some new idea which will bring to them lights for a couple of days. And now they are talking about buying F-16s and then transferring those F-16s to Ukraine. I mean, crazy idea. Probably these idiots don't really understand that to send F-16s or any Western-made ammunition, especially ammunition or weapons that was made in USA, to re-export those equipment, you need permission from a country that has manufactured this. So it's not easy to buy F-16 and then give it to Ukraine. But Estonian leadership, I mean, do they have even a school education? I don't think so. They are too stupid. So that's why they are coming up with these crazy ideas when US itself said it's not time yet, according to US officials, to send any F-16s to Ukraine. So once again, all this story from Estonia that they will buy F-16 and then transfer to Ukraine is one more attempt from Estonian elites to show up themselves in media, to get some attention, and nothing else. Because I mean, no one cares about Estonia, man. No, not even Estonians, probably. As I said many times before, I'm quite sure Western-made fighter jets eventually will be introduced to the battlefield, probably by Poland, but that will happen when Polish forces will enter this conflict openly, and I believe one of the scenarios can be that Poland will try to establish some kind of no-fly zone over the western parts of Ukraine, and that western parts probably will be F-16s, Polish F-16s will operate, because everyone knows that whenever Western-made fighter jets will be introduced to battlefield, it's a Western pilots that are piloting those planes, and it's a Western crews that are making maintenance, because it's just absolutely impossible in few months' time to learn not just how to fly, but also how to do maintenance on those planes that Ukrainian air forces are absolutely not familiar with. So as I said, man, it's question is, what will how will Warsaw or how will Poland conduct itself? Right now, I have almost no reason, especially after Moscow's decision to deploy tactical nuclear weapons in Belarus. I think it's less possibility that Poland will dare to strike Belarus or Kaliningrad region, and now probably Warsaw will be concentrated on the western parts of Ukraine, and they will definitely introduce its forces in this battle in Ukraine, but probably they will have some negotiations with Moscow behind the curtain, and they will try to establish control just over the western parts that some decades ago belonged to Poland. And that's gonna be it. I don't think Warsaw will risk direct confrontation with Russia, and that's gonna be a good decision on their part, because I don't think Poland need conflict with military conflict with Russia. So we are now little by little entering this stage when fate of modern Ukraine as a state have been sealed, and now we will see how this former Soviet Republic will be divided between the neighboring countries. It will take some time, but even after before end of this year, we may see Ukraine disappearing from political map of the world. And that's it for now. When it comes to frontline, of course, Bakhmut is a main hot point. But yet again, as I said yesterday and day before, because quite big gainings in Bakhmut, PMC Wagner units now will need some time, day or two, to reinforce and to receive some additional ammunition to continue offensive operations. And that's why probably today, maybe tomorrow, we will see some operational pause. But that's my guess. Maybe they already did receive reinforcement and all the ammunition they need, and maybe they will continue offensive operations in this little part of the west, in the west of the city, that's still under control of Zelensky's regime. By the way, as I said in my yesterday's update, Bakhmut garnison is now trying, at least according to some videos that are shared in Telegram channel, they are now actively fleeing town, possibly without orders, because they are too unorganized. If you see those videos, there are many columns destroyed, and soldiers are just walking through the fields in absolutely disorganized manner. You can say that they are psychologically broken, and that was expectable, really. That was acceptable. In coming days, we will see waves and waves, probably, of soldiers of Bakhmut garrison that will just flee this town in any way they possibly can. So this is it for now. Of course, during the second update, I will share all the new information about Ukraine also. But second update will be not just about Ukraine, but about news in general. So I hope you will find this update interesting, and also second update, which will I upload in afternoon. So yes, this is it for now. I wish you a nice day, and if you find this video interesting, please hit that like button, or leave some commentary about any topic you like, and if you can, please share links to my videos with your friends on Twitter, Facebook, Telegram, or any other platform that you are active on. That will greatly increase my chances to deal with this extremely hostile algorithm of YouTube. And yes, if you can and if you want to, you can also support my work and my channel through PayPal or by subscribing to my Patreon page. You will see links under this video in the description box. So have a nice day. Thank you for your time and attention, and take care.